Today we're being joined by Fremantle AFLW youngster and All-Australian ruck, Mim Strom. Mim, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
No worries. Now, Mim, obviously 63 games in your career, 23 years of age. What's life been at the Dockers?
Yeah, the Dockers are incredible. Obviously, having been there since I was drafted, I'm feeling pretty comfortable there, and yeah, it's just such a special club for me. It has such a family vibe. I really love the girls there too.
It's good. Pick 21 in the 2021 AFLW draft. Must be a long time ago, Mim. And does this photo bring back memories?
Yeah, that's a long, long time ago. Back when I wore the braids. That was such an incredible time being invited to the combine and got to meet Driscoll there and Roxy Rue originally. So that was really cool to mingle with some of the girls, and even met Gabby Newton there, who's now moved over to us, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that was a long time ago, and a very different player, I'm sure, than when I started. But yeah, brings back good memories.
Sure. In that draft night, how was it like for you? Obviously, your sister being drafted recently, which we'll get to shortly, to your same team as yourself, which is obviously awesome. But in terms of yourself, Mim, how was it back for you back in the day, and how did it all come about?
Yeah, it was a bit of a whirlwind. Moved down, started playing for South Freo 2 years before I was drafted, and then was lucky enough to be kind of looked at for the state program, and then went through there and had some incredible coaches who really helped me out, and got to play a bit of ruck, and was kind of thrown in there, and learned a lot from that time over the state team, and then was lucky enough at the end of it to be picked up by Freo. They happened to be looking for a ruck at a time. It just kind of fell into place, but I worked pretty hard to go from someone who was probably pretty tall and athletic, probably couldn't kick, to someone that's a lot more skillful nowadays.
And what do you put that down to? I mean, you mentioned just then about, being a different player than you are now. What do you put that down to, and how do you feel like you've elevated your game to what you have now?
I'd say, it's just a lot of hard work, but not just like all of a sudden you suddenly put in hard work. It's watching other girls like Kiara Bowers, Anya Tai. I've watched her over the past few years, and she's definitely a big mentor and idol of mine. Just watching them work so hard, and you realise how much hard work it takes to be at this level, but then to exceed that and try and be, the best you can be for the team. So, I definitely say it takes a lot of time and effort and thinking about football and practicing football outside of the normal hours you already do it. So, definitely down to hard work. I've always been super competitive, so I just want to get better each year.
That's good. Now, going back to the draft, was there a particular moment in that night or the lead up to the draft where you felt like it was always going to be Freo? Were you like what most people say these days, they had no idea?
No, I still had, obviously back then we had our state nominations. So I definitely knew, hopefully, I would be picked up by one of the WA teams. Had small chats with both teams. Was lucky enough to have those chats, but no idea. Hoping it would happen. It was lucky enough to not go at 21, but I couldn't be happier now that it was with Freo. Having been there for a while, I'm very glad with where I'm at.
Sure. Obviously, an All-Australian in the most recent season. Must be a pretty cool honour being in the squad the previous year to make the final team, and really comfortably, I feel like too.
Thank you so much. That was such an incredible achievement for me, and even last year being named in the squad was like mind-blowing. To go that one step further last year was incredible, and to be up there with the likes of the talent that was up there, it was a real pinch me moment. So that's definitely a cherished memory I'll have forever.
You mentioned there about the names. What's it like being on that stage where you got all those players there as well, and you're going, yep, I've tapped it down her throat, I've tapped it down that one's throat, or you've tapped it to your team against those ones, and what's that like, just being in that moment when you're on the stage? How are you with like, they say some people have stage fright. Were you pretty cool there? Were you nervous there? And then you got those players around you as well.
No, very nervous. Definitely starstruck with everyone that was back there. I was lucky enough to be back there with Emma O'Driscoll and Ash McCarthy, so maybe a little bit more comfortable. But Emma was buzzing around talking to everyone and introducing everyone. So I was definitely super starstruck and very stage I had stage fright in front of a lot of those girls. But that's the great thing about obviously the W Awards and being around such incredible talent and chatting with them is really cool.
Sure. In terms of the vote count, obviously Ebony Marinoff for the win. It must have been pretty cool to see a really close count. Obviously, some people were feeling about Jazz Garner. Could have been a bit closer than she was. Mon Conti, I thought should have been a lot closer than she was. But it was just good to see such a close count, Mim. And you couldn't really guarantee that anyone had it locked in from the start.
No, and that's what was really exciting about the night. Obviously, a few girls were up there and lots of different names got thrown. I know Gabby O'Sullivan from our team got like quite a few votes, which was awesome to see. So yeah, it made a really exciting night, but obviously very well deserving of Ebony Marinoff. She was an incredible that season.
For sure. Now, obviously, yourself winning the club best and of the Dogs. That's pretty nice to add another accolade to the long list so far.
Yeah, that was honestly a huge shock with the talent that we have in the group, and obviously missing quite a lot of talent. That was a very special night for me. But just to celebrate with the teammates that I had that year was incredible. But we're back to a new year, and that while that was amazing, you're kind of back to square one with everyone. So it's all about getting better and keeping competitive with the competition.
Now, winding back to Archives, Mim, obviously back in 2020 made your AFLW debut for the Dockers against Geelong. Do you remember who presented your jumper? And that must have been a pretty cool moment.
Oh, my first jumper.
Aaron Sandilands?
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was at training. Hey, yeah.
Yes.
I was one of the first to be announced. Obviously, we had a bit of a ruck crisis back then, and Aaron Sandilands was my ruck coach, which was incredible. He has a wealth of knowledge that he passed down to me, which was awesome. And yeah, he got to present my jumper, which was very cool. Probably the only one taller than me that could present it. So yeah, that was an incredible day too. I do remember that one. Yeah.
For sure. Now, I'm sure a pretty special memory, not only for yourself, but your sister Indi and your family. Seeing her get drafted. Now, before we get into that, Mim, we're going to show the clip of when you presented the Guernsey to your sister at her work, which surprisingly you didn't know where she worked, and I'm going to get to that just after. Here it is.
Are you guys serious? Oh my god. Oh, no, I didn't know. Are you guys serious? You're not messing with us? You're drafted. You are drafted. We're gonna be teammates. Mum's gonna cry her head off. Indi's got something to show you. This is mine. That's hers. No.
Are you joking?
No, not joking. Everyone's here.
Who presented it?
Me! I feel like I'm in a dream. Like, Mim walked in and I was like, this can't be happening. No, I had no idea. Mim didn't even know that I worked here. She walked up to my work not knowing it was me. She didn't even know where I worked. Whoa, I've never been here. Oh, Dazza! Look at this one.
Mim, how was that moment for you and your sister?
That was like core memory for sure. That was one of the best moments in my life. Obviously having Indi down train with us last year as a train on was special in itself. She'd only got back to playing football for a little bit, and she's obviously tall and athletic, similar to how I started. And to see her grow even with that in that year, we thought perhaps after a few more years, maybe as an overage draft pick, she might get picked up. But I did not expect it this year, even though I was watching the draft and secretly hoping, kind of brought me back to my being nervous for my draft, and got the call that I needed to present a jumper. And yeah, just it was not even something that crossed my mind. I wanted to stay and watch the draft in case maybe she went somewhere else, but
Yeah.
was lucky enough to go. I had never been to her work. She only started there about 3 weeks before. She was kind of all over the place with her work, so that was, yeah, one of the best days of my life for sure.
That's awesome. It's great to see. I feel like that was the best. You see, and I'm sure you've seen plenty yourself, Mim, with other people, so many draft stories, so many cool moments when they find out their names read out. But and I said at the time when I posted that video individually, and I thought that was probably the best one I've ever seen any recent memory. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I loved watching all the draft videos, and there was a few sister pickups in this draft, which was really cool to see. But yeah, I've had a lot of people send me that video and say they couldn't stop crying, and people still sending it to this day. So yeah, it always pops up somewhere.
Yeah, and that's fair that you mentioned that your sister only been chopping and changing through workplaces. I was going to ask you, how do you not know where your own sister worked?
I've been absolutely roasted in the comments for not knowing where my sister works. So I'm sure a lot of people don't know, even after years, where their siblings work. We actually live together, so we're very close. But she had recently been moving around jobs and only started there 3 weeks before, and yeah, it was out in the sticks, so had no idea where it was.
That's fair, and I hope that clears that up for anyone that wasn't sure and why. There you go,
stop roasting me.
No, there we go. No more roasting. Now, all good. Obviously you've faced so many great rucks throughout your 62 games so far, and I'm sure there'll be many more to come, clearly. But in your 62 games so far, Mim, who's been the hardest ruck to compete against?
Good question. Yeah, I've been so lucky to test my skills against so many incredible rucks. Bree Moody has always been someone that I have looked up to, and I've told her that actually. She's just so strong and athletic, and she works incredibly hard around the ground. And since I started, I wanted to be a ruck that worked hard around the ground. Pierce from Melbourne is always so strong and so good at the tap. So each ruck has their own, own strength that I kind of want to take and bring to my game. So I try and pick. Yeah, everyone's hard to verse, and I try and pick the things that make them hard and think about how I can implement that into my game.
Very good. Obviously, a lot of new recruits coming to the club. Bella Smith, obviously, coming across from the Swans as a key forward. Obviously, all the draftees, including your sister, Georgie Brisbane, I feel like will be a good find as well. Holly Egan, the sister of Grace Egan, then Evie Parker. There's a lot of good new recruits coming in for a side that already made finals. So you must be up and about to have those new additions.
Yeah, we're super excited. A lot of young and tall talent, which is awesome. Got to see them down at training, which is awesome. They've got some incredible skills, as we've seen with each draft year. The skills just go up and up, so the competition's just going to get better. So I'm so excited. And while I haven't known them too long, they seem like incredibly genuine people as well. So I'm excited to get to know them on and off the field. So and obviously the experience of Bella coming over. She seems like she's going to be a great addition wherever she's not athletic tall. She can play forward, back, but we obviously saw her skills on display last year with kicking five goals in one game. So very, very excited to see what she can do for us.
That's right. I remember watching that game, 5 goals. I think it was late in the season. And no better time to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, super excited for her.
Absolutely. Now, how strong is the rivalry with the Eagles? Me and Mum also spoke to some of the Eagles girls, and I always ask that question as well from whatever competition as well, whether it's men's or women's. So how is the AFLW rivalry in the Derby?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely there. Obviously, we've been fortunate enough to get on top every year, but every year the standard goes up for us and the Eagles. So it's always, one to pencil into the calendar. It's going to be a little extra fight. And obviously with the men's rivalry, it definitely comes over to the girls. We've got that fight and that history. And it makes it such a fun competition for WA. People come out, we get big crowds with them. No matter which side you're going for, it's really good to see the support for the W. And it's definitely always a game I look forward to.
Sure, absolutely. It's always a good one to watch as well from the outside. In terms of the season, Mim, obviously a lot of people talk about the length of the preseason, the too long of a gap between the season starting. In your eyes, what do you feel like you'd be comfortable with as a player in the competition in terms of the break and the season length as well?
Yeah, like any player, all you want to do is play football. So, you know, I want to play as much football as I can, but obviously with all the different moving parts and the men's competition and everything, that's a big question, and it's one for someone well above my pay grade, and to think about all that stuff. And as a player, I trust that you know, the AFL and the AFLPA will work out something that works best for everyone, and works best for the viewers as well, because you know it's not a competition without the viewers and the fans, and we really appreciate our fans. So yeah, that's again, I'm just a player, and I want to play as many games as possible, and do the thing that I love. But you know, I trust whatever decision that the AFL come up with.
How far can the Dockers girls go? Obviously, Mim, you obviously played finals last year. So how far can you all go?
Yeah, what we achieved last year was obviously really good, but you can see we fell short, quite short, of maybe that top 4 kind of gap there. So yeah, we're really excited. We've got the new talent in. It's such early days though, you know, we've got so long till the competition starts, and we've got a big focus on getting up our skills. So we'll be focusing on that, try and integrate our new young talent, and you know, sky's the limit. I feel like we're getting a bit of I don't know, there's a feeling around the club with the boys team obviously having a preseason win yesterday against Melbourne. I feel like they're going to do some really incredible things this year, and I feel like that I don't know, feeling is coming over to the girls as well. So you know, it's got that one club mentality that we're all, you know, pushing for finals.
Sure. Now I'm going to ask you some teammate questions. You've got 5 players that currently are at the Dockers. How do you reckon, Mim, how well do you reckon you know your own teammates?
I'd say pretty well. I'd say pretty well. The new ones, not so much, but the old ones, I'd say pretty well.
Well, let's see which players pop up in this quiz. So there's 5 of them. So we'll see how you go. Right. So the first one. So hey, how this will work is I'll give you 2 clues for this player. If you get it wrong, I'll give you a second opportunity to give one final clue. And then you'll have to get it right that time. Right. So the first one is this player has played 26 games so far, and is a defender.
Okay. Is it Jessica Lowe?
No. Right. The final clue, Mim, is they are 23 years of age.
23.
Yeah.
It is. Ooh. At my age.
Yes, they are.
I was thinking Sarah Veria, but I think she's a year younger than me. I think she's played more than 26. Driscoll's played more than that. A backliner.
Yeah.
Oh no. A
surfer.
Oh, Maddie Scanlon.
Yep, there you go.
Oh man. Oh man, I should have got that. I was trying to work out the game numbers. I think Jess Lowe's a little bit higher. Maddie and I are the same age. Yes. Yeah. Oh,
that's
damn.
Right.
Okay. Give me with another
That's
one.
right. Normally I do a lot of jumper numbers in the clues, but I feel like if you know them too well, I think you'd get that. So I didn't want to. I tried to avoid putting jumper numbers in this for this one.
The games is good. The games is hard.
Yes, exactly. Especially when it could vary everywhere, depending, especially how old they are if they play every week. Right. So this one I thought really hard. So I want to do this one now to see how you go here. Okay. So this person played before Freo, of course, for the Swan Districts, and this year or the previous season, they averaged 13.5 disposals per game. Very precise with the number too.
13.5
in Swan Districts.
I know Emma is from Swan Districts, but I think she have averaged more than 13.5. Who else is it from Swan Districts? I reckon she's the only backliner. Did you say she was backline?
No, this one's not a backline place. It's separate to Maddie's one. Yep.
13. Could be Ebony Antonio.
You're locking it in?
13. I thought she would have got more than that. Well, she's playing forward. Oh, let's go with Ebony Antonio.
All right. Wrong, but there's the second chance. They've kicked 7 career goals.
7. Who else is from Strom District?
Mm,
Not Driscoll. She hasn't kicked 7.
no.
It's not me. I haven't kicked
No.
7.
No.
Who else is from Swan District?
It's a tough one. So I feel honoured that I'm making you think about it, Mim, because normally
Yeah,
I
these are
sometimes
hard.
make it too easy. So I've made it much harder for you, it seems.
Oh, 7 goals. Who's kicked 7 goals? Coffee's not from Swan District. I don't know who it is. Do you have any more clues?
Well, I'm trying to think of they do a lot of work off the field with waterability. I think it's called waterability, I think.
Oh, Easty.
Yes, Dana Reese, yes.
Oh, man.
Here
He's
we
kicked
go.
7 goals. I
Yeah,
thought she
seven.
would kick more. Sneaking
Mm.
into the forward. Yes,
Yes.
of course she's from Swan District. Oh. Okay,
There
was
you
that the
go.
hardest one?
I would assume so, yes. The way I thought the clues out, that was the one I took the longest to find to try and change it up.
No, that was a
I
good
wasn't
one.
to do that last, but I thought I'd change it up. Right,
Mm.
now this one. I reckon you'll get this one, maybe at the second attempt, but I think you're capable of getting it at the first go.
Okay.
Right, the first clue is this player has kicked 10 career goals and they're 1 game shy of 50.
Kiara Bowers.
No.
Oh,
So the
I think
final
she's
clue. Oh, sorry.
I think she's 1 shy of 50.
Which she may well be, but
I reckon she's kicked more goals.
I would assume so. Now, this is the
Okay.
clue. I reckon they'll give it away. No context to this. I'm just going to say this. Western Bulldogs.
Gabby Newton.
Yes, there we go.
Yes, she's also 1 game shy. I forgot that because
Yes.
if we had played an
An
extra
extra
week, she
game.
would have got 50.
She should have. There we go.
Well, that's exciting.
Right. It is. There you go. Get something else to look forward to round 1.
Mm.
Which is ages away. Right, the fourth of the 5 players. This player has kicked 4 goals in their career, and they originally came from prior to Freo and prior to somewhere else, the Williamstown VFLW Football Club.
VFL.
Yeah, see, VFLW now, Williamstown.
Williamstown.
I believe they may have played at a certain club, then moved to Williamstown, then got picked up by Freo, or it might have been the other way around. I can't remember off the top of my head. They did play
There's someone
elsewhere besides Freo.
Someone from Victoria.
They play. I know they play for another AFLW club, and they play for Williamstown. I just can't remember which was the order. Off the top of my head.
Okay. Is it Ash Braz?
No, the final clue is they have kicked. No, not kicked. They've had 14 games. So 4 goals. Williamstown, 14 games.
14 games. Who played for a season and a bit.
They're only recently joined Free, and obviously can't be for this year. Maybe the previous year.
Is it Gabby Biden-Webster?
Sure is.
Is
There
it?
you go. Yes.
Oh,
Played at Gold Coast. I didn't want to give
that.
that clue away because I thought that might have been the giveaway. That's
No,
why I
that's
threw
fair.
Williamstown in there to throw you off there.
I had Gabby and Ash. I was thinking from
Yeah.
Melbourne. Yeah.
There
Oh
you
man,
go.
I thought I would be so much better at that game.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
right. This last one. Well, Mim, let's see how you go with the last one.
Okay.
Okay, getting very specific here. A tall player and 2 career goals. That's the first 2 clues.
Is it me?
Yes, I love doing.
Ah,
I was going to see if you know what, Mim, you wouldn't have been the first one if you had not gotten that one correct about yourself. I've had players get themselves wrong before, so and they got more of the other teammates than themselves because they feel like I'm not going to give them a question about themselves or clues about themselves. And let's see if they know
It's
their
like
own
me thinking
stats.
with the goals. I was like, I've only kicked 2, so these can't be me.
Yeah.
And then
Because the next
2
thing I was going
goals.
to say was how many games you played, which is obviously 63, but I thought you would know that more than the goals. So, but
Yeah.
There we go. So you got them all correct, technically. So good job.
Technically. Thank you.
No
Thank you
worries.
very much.
No worries. Now I love asking teammate questions, Mim. So who loves the limelight, the attention of the Dockers? I think I know where you may go with this, but who loves the limelight of the Dockers?
Emma Driscoll, but not in a bad way. She
Mm.
she knows she's meant to be in the limelight, and we all love that.
For sure. The somersaults. I remember the game in Rubber, which I saw you that game. Made a chat to you. Then Emma just loves doing those type of things as well, and obviously one that's always up and about.
Yes, and it's a very good quality to have in a teammate. It always gets everyone else up and about.
For sure. Which teammates, and I'm sure there would be some, especially people that play in the AFLW comp or AFL for that matter, which teammates would Google themselves and watch back their own highlights or want to show off it?
Oh, who would watch their own highlights? I feel like we're all very humble
Mm.
at Freo. Who would watch their own highlights? Maybe throwing her a bit under the bus. Maybe Hayley. Hayley would watch her own highlights. Maybe just to review them. But
In a
that's kinda
review way, not a bragging
yeah,
way.
not in a bragging way. She's very diligent with her homework.
No, that's fair enough. Who are some players that kind of fly under the radar at Freo? They don't get talked about publicly as you feel that they should.
I reckon Jess Lowe is one of the best defenders, and she's not particularly tall, but she's so strong. Like, even when I think I would rather play on anyone but her. Like, she's just so strong and knows how to use her body, and I feel like we internally within the club appreciate her so much, but she doesn't necessarily get the media limelight. Even when she's got like a shutdown role, she always does it.
That's right. That's good. Best singer at the club or dancer or both?
Best singer or dancer? Would be Orla Lally and Orla and Amy Mulholland are very good dancers. I think they used to be trained in like Irish dance. So they're very good dancers. I can't say I've particularly heard anyone sing. I know Gabby O'Sullivan loves to sing around the club, so I'd say Gabby, yeah. She's always got a
That's
song.
fair. That's fair. Now, you got a fair few of the Irish girls at Freo. Obviously, in the AFLW competition as a whole, Mim, it's obviously expanding a lot. Richmond just recently signed a few, and so did I think North is on the late in the draft. So they're everywhere at the moment, Mim. Are you getting worried they're trying to take over?
Yeah, they're definitely trying to take over at Freo, I'll say that. But no, like, obviously, they're such incredible athletes over from Ireland, and it's such a very different but similar movement sort of skills. So yeah, the more the merrier Irish, I say. Like, we're trying to get as many of them at the club. Obviously, you can see what they can do once they learn the game, and then more and more are just already knowing the game before they come over, and the talent's just going to get better. So yeah, the more the merrier, I say, for the Irish.
Very good. Favorite teammate at the club?
I love all my teammates, but everyone knows I have a soft spot for Anya. You know, we spend a lot of time together doing our sort of tools and ruckcraft and forward stuff. So yeah, we've gotten to know each other pretty well, and she presented my 50th jumper, and I can't wait to see her back out there and hopefully get to 50 herself and maybe repay the favour.
For sure, and obviously Anya is someone that was unfortunately had an ACL injury through the start of the season, so it'd be good to have another addition to that forward line as well. Yeah,
absolutely. She's one of the best athletes I've ever seen, and she'll be very, very handy for us.
That's for sure. Now, defenders, I feel like they don't get a lot of love publicly in the eyes in the AFL and AFLW competitions. Obviously the rucks, as you would know, get recognised for Brownlow votes and stuff like that. And obviously the forwards get the Coleman and the mids get the Brownlow votes. Do the defenders, Mim, deserve their own official title of an award at that top level as well?
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the forwards get all the glory. The midfields get the disposals, but the backies, yeah, they just do their job every week. And obviously their job is to stop goals, and that goals are kind of inevitable in the game. So, yeah, I definitely think they work very hard and are often underappreciated. So I'd love to see a backs medal or something.
Yeah, I'm sure Emma, Maddie, and the rest of the backline crew will be loving hearing that type of answer. Now, what are some fun facts about you, Mim, that people may not know about you?
Fun facts. I feel like I've said it on a few. Well, last time I went on the Kicking Back podcast. Sorry, it's not called Kicking Back anymore. That was a throwback. Rollers and the Rockers. I can complete the Rubik's Cube. So
Oh,
that
that's right.
was
Yes, I
something that
remember
kind of
that.
went around the club.
Mhm.
And maybe that I play guitar. I did play a ukulele on one of the other podcasts. So yeah, those are probably my fun facts.
Oh, very nice. Very good. When you were drafted, obviously you get your jumper number, and some people love to get a certain number or they want it, and there's sometimes a meaning behind it. Was there ever a meaning behind the jumper number that you received, Mim?
Yeah, there is. Obviously being picked at pick 21, I had the opportunity, was given the list of numbers that we had available, and 21 was
Mm.
available. It just felt really right. And oddly, my brother's numbers 28 and what's that, 14 are all multiples of 7, which so
Oh,
is
yeah.
21. So,
Yeah.
and there's 7 of us in the family, so kind of a weird 7 number. So that's why I'm 21.
There you go. See, you never know.
Mm.
What is the? Well, actually, there has been 2 goals. Do you recall your first ever AFLW goal, Mim, and how was it?
Yeah, I do. I do remember it. I mean, it's pretty easy to remember when you only have 2. That was against the Crows. We ended up losing that game, unfortunately, but
Mhm.
people had kind of counted us out for the season, and we had some really bad injuries, and no one expected us to win, but we came out firing, and I think because of the injuries, I found myself in the forward line and just happened to get the ball down there, and I ran for my life and kicked my first goal. But yeah, that was a pretty fun moment.
That's good. You mentioned earlier about Loz Pearce and Brent Moody being some tough rucks to compete against for you. Is there any particular ruck from any team that you look forward to facing, whether you do pretty well against them or not? And is there anyone that comes to mind that you just this like you bookmark in the calendar and go, I want to face this ruck for whatever reason?
No, there's no one I look forward to, I don't think. They're all, yeah, like I said, had their strengths but it
Yeah.
is, I mean, that's what you're here for, to test yourself against the best in the comp. So versing people
Mhm.
better than you only makes you better. And yeah, I look forward to every different challenge, and I do my homework on what their strengths are. I think maybe like a derby ruck battle is always pretty fun, and I
Mm.
get pretty excited for.
Sure. And that's when I'm pretty sure you got the best on ground in that. Another award. Must be pretty cool to have a good win against the Eagles then and BBOG.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I've watched Turbo win that like 3 or 4 times, and Ebony and
Mhm.
Miller. So yeah, that was another surreal experience of last year that I'll cherish forever. But yeah, that was a really fun game.
Sure. How do you handle pressure and setbacks in your career throughout your career? Obviously, there's going to be some highs and there's going to be some lows. How do you try and get through the low times and try and get through a pretty cruisy?
Yeah, we've got a pretty big emphasis on having a really good mindset and looking after your mental well-being. At Frere, we have great access to doctors and psychs at the club, so
Mhm.
they're really pushing on all the things that work for you. So whether it's mindfulness or just taking time for yourself, making a third space. But like we all know, that we need to take time for ourselves outside of football, and we're all very receptive to that. And
Mm.
we always look after each other. So I think whenever something's going bad, I just try and look after my mental well-being first, and whether that's leaning on who I need to at the club.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, we kind of always want to come back to why we do what we do. And at the end of the day, I love football, and it's reminding myself how lucky I am, and being, practicing gratitude, being grateful for
Mm.
being able to play the game that I love at the highest level. So yeah, for
Mm.
me, it's all about taking time for myself and reflecting on and being
Mm.
grateful for football itself.
It's very good. Mark or goal of the year, Mim, which one would you rather do and why?
Ugh. I mean, I never think I'll be up for goal of the year, so I'd have to say mark of the year. Yeah, but it's pretty hard to compete with what was done last year. I don't think anyone will be able to beat that over the next few years.
That the Courtney Hodder mark, wasn't it?
Oh no, that was the Courtney Hodder
That was
one was
easy.
incredible as well.
Yeah.
That was
Trying to think what it was. I remember that was must have been the year before that one.
the big knee from Port Adelaide's ruck.
Oh, Matilda Schultz.
Matilda Schultz, that's it. Yeah. That was
Oh, yes, I remember that now. That was pretty good. There was actually, I can't remember the other nominations, but the other two in that nomination trio was pretty cool. So it was actually really hard to split those ones. Most prized possessions that you own?
Oof. I'm not really too big on material possessions. I was just looking around at what I own. I'm not too big on material possessions. I think probably just like photographs of my family and my loved ones would be my possessions. Yeah.
Very good. What would be your favorite app on your phone? What's your go-to app?
Ooh. Probably Instagram. That's probably the one that gets opened the most. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite, but I'd say if I'm on my phone, it's mostly Instagram.
That's fair enough. Day or night person?
Day for sure, and morning. I go downhill towards the end of the day, and by night I'm dead to the world, sleep.
Okay, that's fair enough. Now, if you were to best describe me, the best goal you would love to ever get, this can be as unrealistic as you want. You can add in the distance, the angle, the moment, the occasion. What's happening?
Well, as a ruck, I'd probably say take it straight out of the ruck. Run. I never get to run with the ball. I throw a bounce in there, maybe a step, and kick it from 50. That would be ideal if I could do that, but I don't think that'll ever happen. But I've seen one goal from the centre bounce. That was pretty cool, I believe, by
Ailey showed out the Giants ruck, the Irish one. Speaking of the Irish, you can see what they're doing, Mim. They're doing everything.
Incredible things, aren't they? Yes, I remember watching that, and I think we were scheduled to verse them, and I was very scared.
I'm pretty sure that was their first disposal too. That's one way to make a statement.
Yeah, for sure.
Unbelievable. Now, I love asking these food questions. It might sound random, but there's always so many controversial food topics. I feel like you can make a conversation out of this. So there's 6 questions. The lowest score anyone's ever got, I've asked over 100 people this, so there's plenty of people. So the lowest score anyone's ever got is a bunch of people on 3. How are you with controversial food topics? How are you with that?
I don't know.
We'll see.
I guess we'll see.
We'll find out. The first one, the most controversial one of the lot, chicken palmy. Is it a palmy or something else?
It's a palmy. Chicken palmy.
Thank you.
For sure.
I expected that from someone from Perth, so I love that answer. Every Perth person I've had on said that. I'm from Victoria, and that's the most common answer that I want to hear. I don't want to hear any other variation because I give them 2 reasons. I'll say, spell it out, it's an I, and pronounce it, it's Parmigiana. So it's not Parma or any other rubbish variation they have.
I can't see how it got so lost. I don't understand. Yeah.
I know. People these days, right? Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
Yes. Very much yes for this one. I know a lot of people don't like it. My partner hates it, but it's very much sweet and savoury, perfect.
Okay, so basically how I grade them, I should have mentioned too, is how I would answer them, is see how you get. So I'll give you the first one, but not that one. So 1 for 2, but that's okay. Enough. That's fair. Now, tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
Cupboard.
Good answer, 2 for 3.
Okay,
favourite? Yeah, we're on the roll. We only need one more to get away from the... Oh, yeah, the fake honours board. No one's ever got 2. So hopefully you get at least one more. Favourite food?
Oh, favourite food. My favourite fruit is a mango. So I'd say mango.
No, good answer. 3 for 4. See, you're safe now, but we'll keep going, see how much you can get. Food you don't like?
Mushrooms.
Good answer. 4 for 5. Love it. Favourite takeaway / restaurant place, or like a specific type of food or restaurant plate, like say a burger plate? There you go. Perfect.
Chinese food. Delicious.
5 for 6. See, yeah, nothing to worry about. You just blew it off the water. Perfect. See, that was plain and simple. Plain and simple. Now, what's something someone does at the club, Mim, that you can't stand, whether that's leaving rubbish around, being flat out annoying, jump scaring people? That used to be a thing late 23, early 24, but I haven't seen it much lately. Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's a few jump scare videos. Someone that does something annoying. Well, I don't get annoyed at all, but Kiara Bowers gets mad at me for putting a towel on my head. She hates it when my hair's wet. So
Oh, yeah.
that's her biggest pet peeve around the change rooms. But I wouldn't say I have one. Nah, no one annoys me.
Okay, that's actually an interesting one. I don't know how that makes sense, but anyway, makes sense of that. I'll try. Sorry, Kiara. Best chatterbox of the club.
Emma O'Driscoll, easy.
I was expecting that. I just have to ask it just in case you surprise me, but there you go. Must be good though. And I always say to Mim that people that are, talkative and that, it's not actually a bad thing because you need it on a footy field, don't you? You need someone to be not only a leader, but like someone that can talk as well. You don't want people that don't talk because that's your worst nightmare for a footy field.
Absolutely, no communication isn't going to get you anywhere in the football field.
No, for sure. Now, if you can name 3 famous people, dead or alive, to go to dinner with, who would they be?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg, for sure. She's, like, incredible. Who else would I like? Margot Robbie. I don't know why, I just saw a photo of her pregnant. And she's always been, like, one of my favourite actors. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
One more celebrity. Oh, no, it would be Taika Waititi, who's a director, a New Zealand director, and I love movies and everything he directs. I just love, so that would be my favorite.
Very nice. We can chat some movies and see what thought process in movies and how they get done and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Sure. Now, game day superstitions, Mim. Do you have any game day superstitions that you do?
No, I don't, because I get real in my head about superstition. So if I start thinking about one, like if I wear different shoes or different underwear, then I'll have to keep doing it. So I try and avoid doing all that stuff. So I just do. Yeah, I've definitely got a routine, but not a superstition that if I get one thing out of place, that it won't work. But yeah, I try and avoid them. That's just me personally.
That's fair. No, I agree with you. I don't either. I mean, I don't understand how someone could have they can have how many they want, but like you said, if one goes out of place, they've got say 10 things they want to do. Once if one thing can't work and there's no replacement or you can't manage around that, it's like, well, you're screwed, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Now, I've got a few more for you, Mim, so I really appreciate you coming on and having some time to come on. Now, favourite music?
Ooh, like genre?
Yeah, any particular?
I definitely love like indie pop, but particularly like Australian indie pop, supporting Australian artists for sure. That's
very
probably my
nice.
genre.
That's good. And the last one, probably one of the hardest questions you're probably going to get here. Your bold call for season 2025. You can relate to yourself, you can relate to your own team, any other team, the competition in general. What's your big bold call that you'll look back on in 7 months or so and see if you got right or not?
Bold call. Freo for the flag, men's and women's.
Well, there you go. Gee, wouldn't that be you say that happened about yesterday and throughout the season? Well, you can just imagine then, Mim, if the both sides were going to pull that off, it'd be pretty interesting to see, and it'd be up and about for a while, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very excited for the men's to start very soon, and I'm sure likewise they'll be watching closely our season.
For sure, Mim, it's been a pleasure having you on. All the best for the upcoming season, and see if flag mantle will be a thing.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be on the show. Loved all the questions.